We're always trying to simplify and strike a balance between all of these big dreams that we have and what's realistic for our family and our life right now. Well, hey everyone, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by my channel to hang out with me today while we get some stuff done around the house. It's a beautiful sunny day, so we'll call this a springtime day in the life. I have cleaning. I'm going to be building a little indoor greenhouse system to start some seeds for my garden, which I'll be sitting down to have a little chat with you guys and give you an update on the garden plans and what we are doing now. It's so exciting. But I think the most exciting part of this video, for me at least, is the fact that I get to work with eCloth. They are sponsoring a little portion of today's video, but how cool is that? I was just raving about them a few weeks ago, and then coincidentally, they didn't even see that video where I was raving about them, but they reached out for a sponsorship and I was like, heck yes, I love your brand. I was just raving about you. Let's work together. So that's happening today in a little portion later on. And thanks so much for your support. Whenever I have sponsored content, it helps me support my family and support this channel so that I can continue to give you guys free content. I've never done channel memberships. I've never done a Patreon. I keep my content 100% free for you guys. And having sponsorships from time to time really helps me do that. So thanks so much to you guys for the support. But right now, I think I need to get off my butt. I just ate some breakfast and I could use a little bit of coffee to put some pep in my step as I get some stuff done. So let's do this really easy coffee recipe. It's gonna be a vanilla cold brew. Remember those super pretty coffee recipe videos that I used to do with gorgeous visuals, a clean kitchen, and pretty music in the background? I would love to make those again someday, and I have plans to, but for today, we're keeping it real. It's a messy kitchen and Minecraft playing in the background for this cold brew coffee recipe. So as you can see, I'm at the end of this dispenser of my cold brew. I'm gonna drain this off into my cup for today's coffee, and then I'm going to show you how I actually make my cold brew in this handy little thing. So I gotta get a cup first of all. And you know it, I'm going with the glass mug. Yes, I have dishes in my sink. So this cold brew maker sits in my fridge and brews it cold. And I'm on the last little bit, and oh my goodness, it is heavenly. It's dark. I love dark, strong coffee. Oh, it's good even on its own. It's very, very smooth when it's brewed cold with cold water, which I'll show you how to do. But let's finish making this drink. So we've got the cold brew coffee. Now we're gonna put some vanilla in it. This is my favorite way to use my mom's homemade vanilla extract. She makes this from scratch, which is actually a cheaper way to do it. So I will link her recipe where she shared how to do this. I'm at the very end of my bottle, which you can actually refill this and make another batch with the vanilla beans that are in here. But I love it when you have those little bits of vanilla bean pieces. I just give it a nice little dash. There we go. Yes, there's a tiny bit of alcohol in that, but not enough to have any sort of effect. That's what vanilla extract is made with. And if you were gonna do this hot, it would totally get cooked off, but not today. Then I just do a few drops of just liquid stevia. Where's my stirrer? I probably should have been more prepared before I started sharing this with you guys. Just mix that up a little bit. Ooh. I love how there's little tiny bits of coffee grounds in here, just the tiniest bit when it's at the bottom of the cold brew. And then there's the little bits of vanilla pieces, which is fun. So now I could just go ahead and top this off with some cream. And I wanna whip up the cream just a little bit. So look at this cute little milk pitcher. It has fingerprints on it right now, but I love this gold color for our new kitchen. So a little bit of heavy cream. I'm gonna grab my little stir, which I'll link below for you guys. And I'm just gonna whip that up a little bit. Whip it good. Get the big bubbles out of there. And look at this, time for the satisfying part. I'm gonna pour some of that frothed milk into it. Oh, it's so pretty. I like that. And those bits of coffee and vanilla just look so beautiful mixed in. So you can keep it like this. I love seeing the different layers. Or you can use your little stirrer to make it mix up a little bit more homogeneously. And you can keep it like this because it's cold. The coffee is already cold from the fridge. Or you can do like I do, where you like your drinks extra cold and drop a mammoth ice cube in it. When we ordered this fridge for our new kitchen, we didn't realize that it came with these huge craft ice balls that it makes, and they're really fun in a nice cold brew coffee. So there you go, vanilla cold brew, all made from home. Take my first sip and show you how I actually make the cold brew coffee itself. It's so easy. So good. This cold brew coffee maker is something that I got off of Amazon, and it comes with this little infuser in it, which you could also use this to like infuse waters or lemonades or iced tea. That would be a really good application, but you just put coffee grounds into here and then pour cold water into it. These coffee grounds I can use in my compost. Actually, I'm gonna go dump this in the compost bin and then I will be back. In the next video on my channel, I'll show you guys all about this composter and how we set it up and everything, but coffee grounds are a great addition to it. Door back on, give it a spin. We are well on our way to our homemade compost. Sneak peek of the garden really quick. Don't look too close because that's in the next video. But how pretty is that lilac tree? I think I'm gonna take my first cuttings today and put that in a vase. I definitely need to wash this before I make the next thing coffee because I touched the composter. I just give this a quick rinse too. I'm going to start with some whole beans. This is from the Cafe Vita brand, which is local to Seattle. It's my favorite coffee brand, love them. So I'm gonna fill up this little grinder and we are going to make it very coarse grinds. The more surface area on your grounds, the better your cold brew is going to turn out. So a pretty chunky grind, I'll show you. About that coarse, if you can see how chunky that is. It's the total opposite of what you would do for espresso. You want those to be really nice and fine, kind of like how you would grind it for French press. And so I do one of those fully to the top and then add cold water to about halfway up, and that's a week's worth of coffee for Weston and myself for our cold brew coffees that we make. I fill it with water first. Typically I fill it up with water from our Berkey, but I'm realizing that I actually don't have enough Berkey water, so I'm just gonna go with our well water from our tap, which is, it's still good water. We just prefer Berkey water for lots of different reasons. This up, making sure to saturate all of those grinds in there until we're about halfway. Did I close the nozzle? Yes, I did. I have made that mistake before. So it looks pretty weak right now, but this sits and brews for a good long while in the fridge. And I added cold water to it, and when you don't brew coffee with hot water, it really cuts down on that like really tangy, acidy taste. It makes it a much smoother thing to drink. It does add to the caffeine content, so just watch out for that. I only have 1 cup of coffee a day, so that's what I'm drinking now. But this is gonna go into the fridge and it will be ready to drink, like the first cup will be ready in about 8 hours. That's the minimum I like to go, but overnight is usually what I do. So since I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day, I won't be drinking this for another 24 hours or more, and it will be so delicious. And that's the way I make cold brew coffee. And it's so much cheaper than going through the drive-through, of course, but I was also buying jugs of cold brew coffee, and even that is more expensive than doing it yourself. I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge here. It sits on this shelf and I can dispense it out. I did miss the cup one time, so when I'm cleaning today, I'm gonna wipe that all away, but that's where I keep my cold brew. Okay, coffee is made. The kids are moving on from their screen time to outside time. They're gonna go play, and I wanna get some cleaning done around here. Over this last week, when we were building our garden, which I will be talking to you more about later on in this video, we trekked in so much dust and dirt and grime. I feel like I'm going crazy. And a couple videos ago was saying, I can't wait until the warmer months when it's going to be easier to clean my house. What was I thinking? Because with the warmer days and the garden projects that happen because of those warmer days, it's only gotten dirtier in here. And you guys know I'm always trying to simplify things. I don't want a million cleaning products. I've shared this with you guys over the years. I've said it so many times before. I want it to be as simple as possible and as quick as possible to get my house clean. And that's where eCloth comes in clutch, because they have totally changed the game for me as far as cleaning goes. So I'm gonna share more with you about eCloth in this small sponsored segment, and I'm gonna get to some cleaning. I discovered eCloth when I was looking to refresh my spring cleaning routine last year. In a home with 3 young kids, the fingerprints and spills are seemingly endless, and honestly, so were the purchases of bottles of cleaners and sprays. So I was on the hunt for a cleaning tool that would help me eliminate the need for extra cleaning products in my home. You've heard me rave about their stainless steel cloths and window cleaning cloths, but they have so many task-specific cloths, scrubbers, and mops to deliver high-performance cleaning for every task, every time. The best part is that they use only water. That's right, no cleaning products necessary. eCloths activate with water and use the power of millions of microfibers to help people clean quickly and effectively, while saving on the cost and waste of single-use paper towels, sponges, and mop heads, as well as those bottles and bottles of cleaning soaps and sprays. I am so glad I switched up my routine with eCloth last year, and honestly, I haven't looked back. If you guys would like to check out eCloth for yourself, then head to the link in my description box and use code Natalie25 at checkout to get 25% off your first order at ecloth.com. Thanks so much to them for sponsoring that little portion of today's video. I have more cleaning to do before I can move on to more fun things. Guess where I'm cleaning next? Does the yellow cloth give you any clue? If you guessed the bathroom, you're right. My kid's bathroom needs some help. My lilacs outside through my window. It's not crazy grimy anymore. These smell so good. But it is a beautiful day, so I think I'm gonna take the kids outside for a little picnic lunch. I have to make them, I think we're gonna do sandwiches, right? Is that what you want? Okay, let's do sandwiches. The veggies on a sandwich are my favorite part. And how cool is it going to be when we're picking veggies out of our own garden to put on our sandwiches and salads? This one's going to be one. Okay, sounds good. Let's eat. Well, that was lovely. Good lunch, good company, and good conversation. We were talking a lot about what we're going to plant in our garden, and the kids had some ideas. And I actually have a couple of supplies I still need to get to do my indoor little greenhouse area. So we're gonna take a trip to a local nursery and go get a couple of things that we need and maybe look at the seeds that they have, because we're gonna start some plants, which is very exciting and also daunting. So wish us luck. home again. We have seeds, we have supplies. I'm gonna do a little seed haul for you guys. Do you wanna see what we got? It looks like a lot of flowers when in reality we're actually planting a lot of veggies. I got some nasturtium to go around the perimeter, the outside of the fence, because deer don't like nasturtium, so it'll further deter them. I got a couple of varieties of sunflowers, Mammoth Russian, which are like really big faced sunflowers, and then these chocolat, that's what they're called. They're like this rusty burgundy color, which is really pretty. Haley picked out forget-me-nots, which I'll probably plant with the nasturtium. Nasturtium are edible for humans, by the way. They're nice and peppery and they're really good in salads. A couple of days ago, I actually did find these. I got some snow peas and then some scallions, which I actually have green onions that I just regrow. I have a couple of bunches that I've gotten from the grocery store. I actually have several things on my windowsill here that I'm regrowing from groceries that I've gotten. I'll show you that in a second. But that is what I picked up as far as seeds go. I want to start my own seeds. I want to go through that trial and error. I want to start that process of learning how to do this. I think the majority of what I'm going to plant this year though are starts that are already established. From my mom, she has started a couple of things, which apparently they're getting pretty leggy. And they should have been planted by now, but our weather just has not cooperated. It has not gotten up to the normal temperature that we would be enjoying during late April and early May. Our weather, we've had a long winter. So I'm hoping that my starts will be successful and I will be able to get things out there, but for the first round of planting stuff in the garden, I'll probably get some starts from my mom, the ones that will work out, get some starts from the store, and then work on learning how to start seeds and all of that, which is why I'm getting started with this indoor greenhouse system, which I'm really excited about. But just an update on our plans for the garden and what we finally landed on. I promise it's not gonna change after this video because we've already built the garden. It's behind me. It's on this side of the house, which is different from what you guys saw in the last part of last week's video. You heard some conversations that Weston and I were having in that video where we were talking about, oh, what's our fence option? Where's our location? Sunshine, what do we want to grow? Let's not make this thing get too big in our plans, but let's not hinder ourselves by doing something too small. We're always trying to simplify and strike a balance between all of these big dreams that we have and what's realistic for our family and our life right now. And so the last thing that we had said was we were going to put the garden in that little fire pit area, and we actually moved the fire pit away. We moved the firewood and extra bricks and stuff that we had there. We showed that. But then one day I was washing dishes in my sink and I was looking out this window and I went to the dining room table and looked out that big window and I just saw where we had the swing set, which we knew was probably a temporary thing. We put it there temporarily, but I just said, why are we not exploring that? Like, why are we not talking about having the garden here? This is literally the perfect spot for it. And Weston totally agreed, which was awesome. It was great to be on the same page. We're not always on the same page about what we want to do around here. Most of the time we are, and this is one of those situations. It was so great to just be like, yep, this is what we're doing. We both felt really peaceful about that decision. And it was actually because I had been really researching the no-dig or no-till method of gardening, where you actually use the soil that's already there on the ground, even when there's weeds on the top, and you basically don't dig into that or like turn over that soil so that you don't disrupt the ecosystem that's already thriving underneath. Because if weeds are thriving, then other plants would thrive in that soil as well. I actually picked up, it's Charles Dowding's book, No Dig Gardening. This is his first course. I'm almost all the way through it. I've watched so many of his videos. He is such a sweetheart, and his method, it's very simple, and I love that he actually says, try your own thing, try my method, and then do different experiments with what actually works for you. And I love that. I love that freedom to do what we want to do, and we are doing our version of no dig, and that's what's going to be in that video coming out next week. I'm going to share with you the garden building process process, step by step, what we did to not just build the garden, but also prepare this space here. We moved the swing set, actually borrowed my dad's tractor. We ended up getting a little bit of dirt to fill in some low spots, and we built everything from scratch. And I really, really love how it turned out, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. Sometimes you just find a method or a mindset that really clicks with your mind and the way you operate and think. And I actually think that that is something that has brought a lot of peace to me in this situation, because when you are so new to an idea or a task or a lifestyle, you know that you have everything to learn. In the age of information and information overload, it can be really overwhelming to see what your options are. So when I found No Dig and I started researching it and learning from other people who use it, my mom uses some like No Dig stuff in her garden as well, I just was like, this is it. This makes so much sense. And as I explained it to Weston and shared with him the steps, he's like, wow, that almost seems too easy. Like it almost seems like you're cheating a little bit, which is okay. Work smarter, not harder. That's what I say. And the goal is to have produce. The goal is to actually be able to harvest stuff from our garden. And I think that this method makes the most sense. I just wanted to give you guys that update. The garden is in a completely different place than what you last saw we were thinking about doing, and we are doing the no dig, no till method. And I can't wait to share next week's video with you guys, because it's a good one. It's a video I'm still working on. I'm putting lots of days together into one video, whereas this video can just be filmed in one day. I mean, it's going to be a long one. It's probably gonna be a 45-minute, but nothing compared to the hours upon hours that we have put into this project. And I'm really, really happy with how it's turning out. I haven't planted anything yet. That's gonna be for a different video, probably a garden planting video. But right now, I am going to get this greenhouse assembled, set up in this corner of the schoolroom here. This eventually will be a little bit more established as our homeschool room. We just have our cabinet, and honestly, it's really crazy. There's a bunch of stuff on it right now, but the other corner I thought would be perfect. There's an outlet here so I can plug some grow lights in. And all of the stuff that I got for this project was at the recommendation of my mom. She sent me links to Amazon stuff, stuff that was similar to stuff that she already had, whether she bought it on Amazon or got it from a nursery or other place. I'm so, so grateful to have her counsel and her help, and she's always there to just answer questions that I have or to bounce ideas off of. I've called her so many times throughout this garden process, and I know I will call her many more times as well. But it's really special because that's the sort of relationship that she had with her own mom, my grandma Judy, who was an amazing green thumb. She could grow anything. Her crop of choice was just the most beautiful, lush flowers. Oh my gosh. And I know that my mom and her had many a phone conversation or a conversation over a cup of coffee about gardening and the world of growing things and being part of the soil. And it was a huge passion of my grandma's, and it's a big passion of my mom's, and I'm sort of inheriting that because this makes me downright giddy. I am so excited. I'm so excited to do this. Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our marks to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees. Okay, well we have this set up in here. There's a zipper on the bottom. You just open it up and access your stuff. The kids put the seed packets in there already. And I have grow lights, little packet like pods to plant the seeds in and start them, a warming mat, trays, LED lights, probably add to this collection too. I just kind of have one of each thing, but I'll need multiple because I have multiple shelves on this thing. Not the prettiest piece of furniture I have in my house, but it will work. We actually have plans to finish out the garage, like the gym space, a little bit more. Get some like sheetrock in there, get it a bit more warm out there. So I might end up moving this out there at some point instead of having it here, but this is a good spot for it. It is not in the way. It just doesn't look great, but when I've got my cute little starts in there growing and the gratification and satisfaction of that, it'll probably look cuter in my eyes as time goes on. I'll tell you what's looking cute right now are these little regrowth that I've got going on my windowsill. I always put my green onions, like these have been that short at one time, and I just keep regrowing them, and I want to plant some out in our garden. What did you say?
I was going to say they kind of look like cactuses.
Yeah, because of the little toothpicks sticking out of them?
Yeah. What?
That's cute.
Toothpicks sticking out of them.
When you put toothpicks in them so that you hold them up from their bottom, hitting the bottom of the little glass. That way they have room for their roots to grow down, so that then you can take those roots and that plant and put it into the soil in the garden and regrow it.
Ooh. What?
Ooh.
Regrow what?
Those plants. Regrow the bok choy, regrow the romaine.
But there's roots coming out of the
Yeah, and there's roots coming out of that because that's living lettuce. That's butter lettuce that we bought. We got a little collection going on our windowsill, and pretty soon these are gonna be out in the garden. That's looking so good, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So I think that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today as we did some spring cleaning, we did some stuff around the house. Let me know if you end up trying the coffee recipe that I shared with you. That was fun. And if you want to continue to see more videos from me, make sure you're subscribed and that you have that bell button turned on. YouTube did something weird lately, and a lot of people are missing the notifications for videos. So why don't you just go make sure. People who've turned their bell button on before, it's suddenly off. So go make sure. And giving this video a thumbs up and leaving me a comment makes me show up more in your feed. So if you want more of my other videos to show up, then I would love to see you back for more. Thanks for spending a little part of your day here with me on my channel. Thanks again to eCloth for sponsoring a little portion of today's video, and I'll catch you later. Thank you. Catch you later.
New story to tell, new sights, new scenes.